Hi everyone. We at the team worked on a project that was given to us by the elderly care services in Farsta, and we will present you where we came up with and what challenges we worked with. So a little presentation of our team. So my name is Capucine and I'm studying human geography at SU at the moment.
I'm Corina, Corina Damian, I'm coming from Romania, and I have experience as project coordinator in social urban sustainability.
I'm Dian from Switzerland, and I study environmental engineering here at KPH.
I'm Linus, I'm a local and I study interactive media design and editing.
And our team was a bit bigger at the beginning. Yizhi was with us and she took only the half semester course. And then we also were working with Joshua and Nadine. Both of them were exchange students and had to go back to Tanzania and Kenya respectively. So yeah, that's only the four of us today. Yes. So just a bit of background information on the initial challenge we got. So just some numbers. So from representing 16% of the population in 2023, seniors, so people that are age plus 65, are projected to make up 17.4% by 2032 in Farsta. So for the elderly care services, this situation is posing new challenges as a lack of information on the expectation of this new aging population, difficulty reaching out to young seniors, difficulty understanding their varying needs and desires, difficulty to anticipate the future needs of this population with varying socioeconomic backgrounds. And so they came to us with this challenge: how can we reach out to soon-to-be senior residents and find out their future needs of an expectation on elderly care?
So we went on to tackle this challenge, and first we mapped the relevant stakeholders and conducted interviews with them to understand a bit better the challenges that the elderly care is facing. And we came up with some key findings. A central observation that we did was that we divided the aging populations of our target group into categories. The first one is the future seniors, which are the 55 to 65 age group, and then the second one is the seniors, which are the 65 plus group. And going back to the insight that we found, one of them is the fact that seniors feel lonely, and sometimes they, even though they would need to seek help, they don't do it because they fear stigma. So we consider that they need to be empowered through social activities and social connections. And through working together towards shared goals, it would help them to feel more valued and increase their sense of belonging. Another point was about mistrust in institutional care, and cultural expectations can sometimes make seniors to prefer support from families instead of institutional support, actually. So this underscored the importance of need for personalized and cultural, for care that it's personalized and it's more cultural sensitive. Another point was the one about fragmented access to care information, but also the networks of services are also quite fragmented, and this creates a bit of difficulty to accessing the services. There is also some quite poor coordination between different stakeholders, and the services don't necessarily align with the needs of both young seniors and seniors. So we consider that a match between the elderly services and seniors and future seniors' lifestyles would improve the current services. And another point was about the personal freedom. We identified that people which are in this group, the future seniors, so 55 to 65, they look at about retirement and aging. They look at it as it's about personal freedom and leisure, but in time, these perceptions, they shift towards more seeking meaningful connections and social engagement. So there is evolving needs. So they're not static. Sorry. So based on this insights, we define some representative characters, personas, and we're going to present Lotta and Lars today. Lotta, she's part of the future senior. She's 60. She is an active individual. She appreciates her freedom, her hobbies, and meaningful social connections. She sees elderly care very far in the future and somehow unappealing, because both it doesn't align with her lifestyle, but also because of maybe previous negative experiences with the elderly care through maybe family members or her parents. Her needs, as I was saying, they're a bit vague. It's more like aspirations, and they're still evolving. Then we have Lars, which is 75. He represents the seniors category, and he is quite, he experienced loneliness and needs help, but is a bit reluctant to seeking it. And then he also distrusts the system because of also previous interactions, and he considers it that it doesn't provide like a space that it should be a bit more personalized because of the diverse needs that he has. So he's more he would rather count on his family than on the elderly care. So we have on one side the future seniors, which we are actually not actively considering their needs about elderly care. And even if they did, this transition from future seniors to senior, it's so vast and unpredictable that they cannot actually they are continuously evolving. And on the other hand, we have Lars from the seniors category, which believes that the elderly care, they don't provide the safe and trusting space that allows for more diverse needs. So we thought that this tension between these two perspectives was an interesting point to intervene. So as a result, we reframed our challenge to how can we build trust in elderly care, provide clear information, and ensure personalized care for aging individuals that supports joyful and meaningful late life development. And we reframed this challenge, and we approached it with like an interactive, participatory perspective, because we would like it to be more allowing for the evolving dynamics and needs.
So we came up with different concepts. Some of them might remember, some of you might remember them. We presented last time. Old Friends, it's kind of a buddy system where someone inside, like from Farsta, accompanies someone who is new to Farsta or like would like to know a little bit more about the elderly care system. Then Silver Wolves is more like a scout group, which is more outdoor activity based, where they build a community. And Culture Odyssey is we came up with the idea where you do monthly culture themed events, where you have 1 month which is maybe Greek and the other month something Japanese, and you have like events throughout the month where you invite people, which makes it a bit more attractive. And StuSup, which is a student support in prevention unit in Farsta, where it is built in a course and where the students take the course but also do the practical part of the course with the prevention unit. And Silver Web is like an online network platform where elderly care providers could enter themselves and have like a drop-down list of all the providers. But after doing some gathering and we came up, we finalized to go forward with the StuSup concept, and I'm going to talk about a little bit what it is. So the StuSup is, like I said, a student support course, which should be 15 credits and on a master level, the 50% pace. The students that usually enroll should have like a background or should be enrolled in the program that involves in social work or social studies, occupational therapist or something similar. And during the semester they also work with mentors that are from Farsta. And the main content of this course would be theory, workshops, talks, podcasts, organizing cultural events, and this should all be aiming towards the needs of future seniors. So for example, here is like a group of students that work, for example, with Lars as a mentor who is from Farsta, and they take part, or they organize a workshop where Lotta might take part in, and this helps kind of to note down the expectations and needs of future seniors, but also people who come regularly or at least over a semester to these events or workshops. They kind of build a community and they might know each other better. And also it's very interesting to see the intergenerational collaboration between younger students and soon-to-be elderly. So this topic is being a bit more sensitized. And we came up with the course syllabus. So this would be like one semester, which is divided in 4 parts. The first part would be lectures and seminars, mainly about aging or elderly care systems in different countries, or mainly also how it works in Sweden. And also Farsta Elderly Care gets a chance to introduce themselves, because in the future or in the later parts of the semester they will be working together. And the students in this way will get in the beginning kind of learning outcomes, or like a theoretical base to start off with the practical part. And it would need like 80% of attendance. The second part would be preparing workshops and podcasts, where, like I said before, it would be in a group work, and you would get a mentor, and the mentor would take part in podcasts, meaning that the students are going to ask questions to the mentor, and they're going to reflect on daily activities, or they're going to have talks about difficulties or topics that they normally don't talk about. And this can also be used or collected in a database and used for Farsta, for example, or other elderly care services to monitor kind of the trends, or what are the needs, what are the difficulties that people experience. And the second would be also workshops and talks, which is similar but more on an interactive way, where you invite people, volunteers, also in this case more from Farsta, and kind of talk about expectations, needs, what is necessary and what's missing. So this would be something that the students would submit and would be graded. And the last 2 parts of the semester would be the more active part, where they come to Farsta and organize events. So we thought about including the cultural events, which we had in the concept before, which we thought would perfectly match to the syllabus. So they would come together to Farsta and organize events, collaborate with them, also take the knowledge they have from the first 2 parts and use it to collaborate with the elderly care. So we did like a survey, and some of the events that we mentioned I'm gonna read down. One of them was like Mozart music with apple strudel, or weaving Romanian pattern, East African beadwork, and talk on aging in Japan, Italian wine tasting, Swiss cheese tasting, Indian cooking class, screening Mamma Mia with gyros, Lebanese music event, history on ice hockey, and talks on Vikings in Scandinavia. And the responses were actually quite interesting. Every of these mentioned activities had a quite interesting score from all the surveyed people. So we had around 20 people who answered the survey. But about that, Linus is going to talk more.
Yes, so these are like 5 very important insights. To begin, like 74 of our 19 respondents responded that they were willing to participate as a volunteer, but they were not willing to spend a large amount of time on it per week, which meant that we needed to stretch it out over a larger time to be more flexible and accommodating to this thing. Now, popular activities, as Dian mentioned, were activities that organized according to with cultural events, knowledge sharing, and learning experiences, which was something that was important to them. And an interaction engagement was something that was important to our target demographic. They wanted to feel involved, and they wanted to feel that they could engage with specific events, that they were something that was important to them and that appealed to them personally. And that willingness to participate was, in fact, yes, very high. But willingness to organize it was a bit lower, so that required a bit of rethinking obviously, but with around this fact, there weren't as many people who were willing to be the more responsible party in this. And respondents would want to participate with friends, but not with their elders, which meant that we had to rethink a bit about how this would affect how things were organized, because, well, we didn't want to be part of that in that specific way. Further insight as well are that these insights come from a mixture of the interviews done at the beginning, as well as feedback and responses from later in the course. And as you can see, we received feedback from several educational institutions. We have strong support for integrating practical and theoretical approaches at the same time, which is our key feature. And we have integrated suggestions from Södertörn University into the syllabus.
So from all of this insight we gather in the second phase, and after presenting the StuSup concept to elderly people, seniors, and also to educational institutions, we thought about key consideration for applicating this concept in real life. And we believe that in Farsta Elderly Care Unit, there's a need to bridge the prevention unit and the need assessing unit. So a connect rule could be created, working to be a liaison between internal and external stakeholders, and helping to identify and recruit senior mentors that will then work with students. It will also be a reference for students to help organizing activities, and the role will function as a mechanism for capturing and sharing the insights generated by the course and transmitted from the students to the working professionals. StuSup, we imagine, could be a university course, but if for multiple reasons could be a bit complicated to create it as such, we also believe it could be a good internship, creating good internship position, also PhD thesis course, or could even be a living lab. And now we round up and come up to the initial challenge. So how can we build trust in elderly care, provide clear information, and ensure personalized care for aging individuals that supports joyful and meaningful late life developments? So how does StuSup answer this PLV? So we believe that StuSup will help build trust through community building and build a community sense that bridges generation. And we think that's important also to have this concept that is dynamic and resilient over time. So this will be done by the different workshops, the different cultural team activities, and the different podcasts that will take place. Spread information in safe spaces. So we believe that more than gathering insight, it's also important to help people to open up about how their daily life is and what it matters to them and what they are afraid about. Is it aging? Is it grieving? So we believe that StuSup will help create those safe spaces, either with a large number of people or with only one person, or within a workshop with a little person. It create those safe spaces that like involve different group of people with different numbers of people, so you can open up in a situation when you feel more comfortable with. So this will then help to gather insights on future seniors and senior needs and expectation through intergenerational relations. And finally, we believe that StuSup will help to take into account personalized care by considering different backgrounds with creating emergent behavior. The goal is basically to inspire future seniors and seniors, despite their background, to engage in diverse and new activities that fits them and match them the most, according to where they come from, what is their past, what is their personality. And all of this is designed to build resilience and adaptability in the elderly care over time. Thank you for your attention.